Alright, ladies and gents, welcome to another video. This time I'm half asleep and talking about the games again, so here we go. So MK1, right? The game's been out for about 2 months, and generally I think it's in a good spot. The biggest problem to me is that there's some things that they could fix, and hopefully they do. Full modes, I don't care. Invasions, I don't care. But the actual, like, competitive, like, the fighting, the mechanics, or the characters in general, like, those are my main things, right? And, you know, clear cut at the gate, you could easily take Sub-Zero and like tweak a couple of some of his frame data, some of his damage. He'll be a lot better after that, right? Maybe take a gap out of as one of his strings. Natara, I don't really know what Natara truly needs. To be honest, aside like her damage seems fine, except like make her mid better somehow. Because from what I remember, like it's just safe on block and it splats, right? So I'd say give it like a second hit or something so she can actually confirm that. Then that'll just help her more. Scorpion, all he realistically needs is 4-3-2 to be a mid, or if they want to keep it a high for whatever reason, then let it jail on block so they can't neutral duck it. And I don't see the harm in that because he's Scorpion, like he's not like getting giant damage off it anyway. Yeah, so the characters I play, Revolver. Excuse me, sorry. The characters I play, so like people like Reiko, Gearus, a tiny bit of Shotgun here and there, Havoc. Generally, I don't think anyone really need a lot of help as far as like I think they're fine, except Shao needs help. But like it'd be nice to incentivize other things, right? So Reiko, the biggest thing right now is that a lot of people get mad at the ninja stars, and I don't get me wrong, I understand. Fighting ninja stars is a pain in the ass, right? Because there's 3 of them, or if you enhance, there's 6 of them, and they just do crazy damage on chip and on hit. For a projectile, they're pretty chunky damage on hit and on block, right? Especially like, because they're like 16 frame startup and they're all mids and whatever. So they're a nuisance, we'll say, right? Now, there's a couple ways you can go about this. If you take away the ninja stars away, then buff the crap out of the command grab. But if you keep the ninja stars, what you could do, you could kind of take the power away from the ninja stars and put it to the command grab. Because we don't truly have like a true like grappler, right? Because so if we look at someone like Zangief, like 8 times out of 10, you're gonna pile driver SPD because you want the big boy SPD damage, right? And you know, might have not real Oki afterward, but the point is you do the command grab for the command grab things, right? You want the big damage. For Reiko, you can only do that with Darius, and that takes a full cameo bar. Now, the my other suggestion would be just make Darius take half a cameo because I don't think he really needs a full cameo bar for most of what he's doing with different characters and stuff. I don't think it'd be a big deal. But what I could do for okay, shut up, phone. Shh, shh. Um, excuse me again. What we could do for Reiko is take. I'm so tired. I'm sorry. Take 1 ninja star away from each EX and non-EX. Maybe EX, maybe take 2 away because it's still 6. The idea being you cut down the damage by a tiny, like, like, I don't know, like 1.5%, I don't know. Like, take away the damage in general, take away 1 ninja star, so, you know, might be a little less annoying to get one-shotted through Sub-Zero's Ice Armor. This one makes it a little bit more, I mean, it's still a strong projectile, it's still the same data, still the same speed, still whatever. It's just a tiny bit less on hit and on block damage. You take those damages and you apply them to the command grab. This being, right, this is a 10 frame high, right, and it's like you're plus 10 after and you could, you know, whatever, right, you gotta get a bit okay. But you only do 11% damage, like this is the same as a throw. The only time you're doing bigger damage if you amp it, right, and the amp is okay because you can kind of hit confirm and do it, right, you can do this. So you can hit confirm and do it and like get bigger damage. And of course, if you have Darius to connect that, you get bigger damage. But again, it's either, in my opinion, either just buff Rico's damage for his command grab outright, or let Darius be applicable more than once a freaking game. Which, you know, let's be honest, people are gonna bitch about it. Or the other thing that I've seen suggested was Reiko's command grab mid all the way through, hot and mid all the way. That one could work. I just think the damage is too low for being a half circle forward input 10 frame grab. That is even spending 2 bars. Like sure, the 2 bars, like you're taking away like a fifth of their health bar, which is nice, but is that worth 2 bars? Maybe 1 bar, sure, but 2 bars not all the time. I guess the idea being is that we're making a 10 frame mid that takes away fifth of your life bar. You make that 2 bars. You know, I don't know. It's something. I think the damage just needs to be better because the problem I find is that with Reiko, I'm playing him to be a grappler, but I'm not playing him like a grappler because his ninjas are probably his best freaking move in the game, or his best like special, aside from the combo extension / run cancels. Trust me, like run canceling doesn't look that fast with Reiko, right? But I'm getting a lot of people by run canceling in when they're like full screen or half screen, and then run cancel, and then I whiff punish them or you know, trip guard them. Like it's actually more useful than you'd think. Not up close. You can't do like on block run cancel. You can't do that. It's not gonna work. But the ninja stars are just so strong. 16 frame startup, ridiculous damage, and I don't see a problem with trading some of the damage and putting it into the command grab. Come on. Especially when, if you look at the way the damage is like scales and stuff, like for a BNB, right? So if we do, okay, come on. Come on. So if we just do just that, it's like, I don't know, like 20%. But then this one does better Oki and side switch. So they're like, I don't know. I just feel like the command grab should just do more damage. I don't know what damage it should be. It's always baffled me that NRS does this with their command grab characters. Is that the command grabs always do less damage or about the same damage as a freaking regular throw? Like what? Like you're doing a command grab input, yet I'm getting the same damage as a throw. Like what's the point then? What is the point of throwing a command grab or using a command grab if it doesn't do better things than the regular throw? Like NRS's design choice seems to be, I mean, you can't take it, so sure, but then like that's the only benefit I'm getting out of the command grab. Like, you know, depending on the situation, okay, maybe you get more damage or whatever, but it's like if we look at like Bane. Like Bane's command grab was kind of nasty because it was a constant loop. It was either command grab or red, command grab or red, and if you guessed wrong, you were screwed. And that was like awesome, right? I mean, of course, he struggled to get in, but World Grappler doesn't. Terminator and Cold on MK11, you could do similar things like Coldals and command grab. But if you decided to go for like damage totems plus command grab and whatever, like you're getting like Zangief levels of command grab damage. It was awesome. But people bitch about it because it was so strong. It was like 30% for the on block. Like, yeah, it's a grappler, buddy. It's like Terminator. Terminator had like terrible damage for his grabs. Like he at most got like what 16% for backbreaker, 16% for running man. Assuming you didn't crushing blow with either of those, and that was the highest damage you could get off a throw. Like what? A bar for 16%. More like 18 or 20%. Like at the very least, like I think that's very fair, right? To me, I would say like command grabs in this game, all three of them. There's only 3 of them. Let them each do 15, 16, 17, 14, somewhere around there, right? But by default, and then spend a bar, and then they're adding between like 4 and 7% damage, depending on like the damage start and whatever, and like the utility. Like I find, like if we're gonna do that kind of methodology, I think Reiko should have the biggest raw command grab damage. Shao, maybe the least, just because his can be used as like an armored move. Like you can armor his command grab. Like what? Like why can't Geras and freaking Reiko do that? Excuse me. And I don't know about the least damage, but like, you know, maybe tone like switch it around, like let Reiko's do, I don't know, and then like Gears, I don't know what you can do to his command grab to make it better because like you can tick through off a lot of stuff already, like you can already do a decent amount with his. You can, I don't know. I guess the philosophy is that you can combo off the command grabs in this game with like things like Darius or whoever, right? So I guess that's the caveat, but like, I don't know if that's enough, man. especially if you can only have limited uses of like whatever cameos you have to launch. And besides that, like Gears' stuff, you need to have spent a bar on EX Sand Trap and have like Goro cameo or whatever other situation. And it's like, bro, like all that setup just for a command grab to launch, like, or it's like Reiko, it's like, oh, you just touch him with the command grab and then call Darius, or like Shao. I don't even know what the hell you want to do for Shao, to be honest, to like do a follow up. And like we're not even talking about like the other side of this is that zoners suck in this game too. Like zoning in general is not a viable thing in this game because Sub-Zero ice armor, wave dashing, flawless blocking, fuck the armored moves that go like half screen or further. Um, or like not even like other cameos that like Striker, you could do like handcuffs and they gotta hold it while you dash in, and Kano's not like there's a whole bunch of ways to get around zoning, and the zoning itself isn't that strong. So I've maintained ever since I've seen Sindel in this game, and I love Sindel, she's fun, but I've always maintained I think her default high projectile shouldn't become a mid when you spin bar, and let it knock down when you spin bar, because I don't see what, because her air projectile is pretty much a mid. Her low projectile is a low, and that one does kind of knock down depending on the corner, depending on what's going on. If you confirm stuff like that. But like the high one, let it knock down. Just let it knock down and let it jail into another one. That's not that oppressive or crazy, but yeah, it just makes it better. And on top of that, I mean, if we think about it, Johnny is crazy offense, crazy pressure, crazy this, crazy, all in your face. We don't. The closest analog we have to a crazy zoner or crazy like you can't ever get in on them is like maybe Shang, maybe, and not even that I'm not entirely sure because, excuse me, because I never fought too many Shangs or like looked up too much stuff on him. But I don't know. What do you guys think? Let me know what you guys think down below. I always like to talk to you guys and see what you guys think, as far as I can. Yeah, I love MK1. Don't get me wrong, I do. I think the game's great, but it just kind of baffles me with some of these design choices. Um, yeah, like I hope that we get like tweaks for characters to not just be better, sure, like better data damage, whatever, but also just like incentivize, like, hey, look, I don't want to always throw ninja stars. I'd like to actually throw the command grab, but as it is, it's only worth throwing the command grab if I have Darius or if I have 2 bars to spend. Same with like Shao, like the thing I've done with Shao is I'll always like standing reset the opponent with Striker and then like dashing it down one armored tick throw. Like that is probably the closest I get to actually trying to play like a grappler. And then Gears like always tick throws. Like his tick throws suck ass, dude. That 4-1-2 string is like abysmal. Like I don't know why that string needs to be like so freaking death on block. Like let it be safer. Like not safe on block, but just safer to throw out instead of like stupidly like -18 on the second hit. Like I don't know, man. It's weird. That string is weird. Um, but I don't know. Like I feel like Gears is like the weirdest one to talk about because he's the one that has the most utility outside of just trying to grab people. Because he has like the Thanos snap hit. He has a bunch of stuff going on for him. Gears is complicated. But yeah, like it's like I said, like for Chanel, I'd say like let her have fireball knock down. Um, like I don't know, I just don't see why zoning and grappling can't be that crazy strong either. Where it's like rushdown. I don't know. Like again, maybe I haven't experienced a good zoner, a good whoever like in this game, right? Because like most of the time I'm playing Combat League or friends, and it's like most of the time it's just like almost all the fights are just in your face, in your face, in your face. There's nothing else but like buttons, which sure that's fighting games, but like there isn't really an instance of like I'm actually zoning you out trying to keep you out, like like Shane Sung and MK1 for example. You don't have that, or like you don't have the threat of like, am I gonna throw you? Am I gonna check you? Because realistically, throws in this game don't do that much damage, right? Which in itself, sure. Um, but then it's like grappling, command grabs in this game don't do much. I don't know. I'm rambling. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'm gonna use the bathroom and probably go stream some Diablo. So see you guys over there.